Imagine a king so powerful he successfully bent the gods to his will, yet ended up losing his greatest prize without a single sword being drawn against him. For Ravana, ordinary kingship was never enough. He was driven by a singular ambition, achieving absolute, unbreakable invincibility over the entire universe. He transformed a ritual of devotion into a brutal ultimatum. He sat before a violently raging fire and repeatedly severed his own heads, offering them into the flames as collateral to force a divine response. His penance was a calculated transaction, a violent demonstration of willpower meant to secure the ultimate weapon. The extreme devotion forces Shiva to yield. He hands Ravana the Atmalinga, essentially agreeing to reside in Ravana's kingdom of Lanka. With Shiva physically present in his domain, Ravana would be completely unbeatable. But there is one strict condition. If this artifact touches the earth even once during the journey south, it will permanently fuse to that exact spot. The stakes are absolute. If Ravana successfully carries this object across the subcontinent and installs it in Lanka, the power dynamic of the cosmos is permanently broken. With every mile he travels, Ravana moves closer to a future where his authority is as permanent and unshakable as the artifact he carries. The celestial realms are in full panic. Any attempt to use brute force against Ravana is entirely useless, now that he holds Shiva's absolute boon. Lord Ganesha enters the crisis room with a different approach. He knows that when physical power is matched, intellect becomes the supreme weapon. Ganesha profiles the king. He looks past the impenetrable armor and immense physical strength to locate a psychological blind spot. He pinpoints the fatal flaws. Ravana's unmatched power has bred a dangerous lack of patience and an immense ego that blinds his judgment. Ganesha prepares to turn Ravana's own momentum against him, designing a scenario where the king's internal pressure becomes the very mechanism of his defeat. Ravana moves with rapid, urgent strides toward Lanka. The physical strain of carrying the heavy Atmalinga takes a heavy toll as the sun begins to set. This twilight creates a severe situational vulnerability. Evening demands mandatory religious rites, forcing the king into a temporary pause and opening a tiny window of opportunity. Ganesha intercepts the most dangerous being in the universe, disguised as a completely harmless, innocent young boy. Blinded by his own urgency, Ravana perceives zero threat from a child. He commands the boy to hold the heavy artifact while he completes his prayers. The universe's greatest conqueror voluntarily hands over his absolute invincibility, simply because his ego prevents him from seeing a threat in a small child. The boy agrees to take the weight, but sets a strict psychological counter-condition. He warns Ravana that he will call out his name exactly 3 times. If the king doesn't return, he will put it down. Ravana walks away to perform his rites. He is utterly confident in his absolute authority, fully believing no child would dare defy his command. Then comes the first call. Ravana hears it, but cannot break his ritual. In that silence, the power dynamic instantly flips. The second and third calls follow in rapid succession. Ravana's physical distance and the strict rules of his prayer trap him completely. He cannot move fast enough. The boy fulfills his promise, allowing the heavy stone artifact to slip from his hands, making gentle, permanent contact with the soil. In the exact fraction of a second that stone touched the dirt, the doom of the universe is permanently averted by a simple countdown trick. Ravana rushes back in a frantic panic, screaming that it is impossible. The horrifying realization sets in. He has been completely outplayed. He furiously rips at the stone, trying to pull it from the earth. But raw physical power cannot undo a strategic checkmate. The artifact is immobilized. Ravana had successfully defied the heavens and outlasted every divine weapon. In the end, his momentum was halted by a child's countdown and the weight of a single stone. The most powerful conqueror in the universe had found the one thing his strength couldn't move, the consequences of his own haste.